How the blockchain works. The blockchain, whose name literally translates as chain of blocks, is made up of a series of blocks linked in sequence. Each block is sealed, or in other words, locked with a key, and the key for a specific block is stored in the next block. To better visualize this concept, imagine a block that, once filled with the necessary information, is closed with a key. The key used to seal it is then integrated into the next block. Once this second block is also filled in and sealed, its key will be incorporated into the third block, and so on. This key, as we shall see, is actually what is known as a hash. Each node in the network has an identical copy of the blockchain. As we've already mentioned, a distinctive feature of distributed ledger technology is that each node keeps an exact copy of the entire ledger. In the case of blockchain, this means that each node has a complete copy of this chain of blocks. It's important to note that there are various types of distributed ledgers. There are, for example, blockchain-based registries where each block contains a set of transactions. This is exactly the case with the two most famous blockchains, Bitcoin and Ethereum. Let's now examine in detail what information a blockchain block contains. We start by looking at the number at the top of the block, indicated as block 4332. This represents the block's position within the chain. With each addition of a new block, this value increases by 1. Next, we find the term nonce. This is a 4-byte, 32-bit value that changes with each attempt. It is the result of a complex mathematical calculation. The miner, the figure who validates the transactions, must identify this value, and, once he has done so, he receives a reward for his work. This is followed by the timestamp that indicates the exact moment when the block was integrated into the blockchain. This element guarantees the chronological order of transactions. The main body of the block contains the transactions. These can represent cryptocurrency exchanges or any other type of data recorded on the blockchain. The number of transactions contained in a block varies depending on the specific blockchain used. Each block also has a hash, an alphanumeric code that serves as a unique fingerprint. To guarantee the consistency and security of the chain, each block includes the hash of the previous block. In addition, each block has its own hash, which will be inserted into the next block, acting as a key that seals the current block. Now, let's examine the structure of the entire chain. At the top, we see that each block has a progressive number. As new blocks are created, these numbers consequently increase. We notice that each block has the hash of the previous block and its own hash. As mentioned, the hash of the current block is inserted into the next block, thus creating the link between the blocks.